All right, man. We are live once again. Took the last few days off doing live streams. I've just been really busy. Thursday, Friday, shit, the days of hell. But yeah, let's talk some boxing. I feel like talking some boxing. I did not catch the Virgil Ortiz Samuel Vargas fight live last night. I went back and watched it today. I'll get my synopsis on Virgil Ortiz and the Vargas review. Also, talk about Ortiz ready for their welterweight elites. He called out Danny, Thurman, and Porter. I think those three that he wants. Also, been calling out Earl and Terrence Crawford for showdowns down the line. Also, going to talk about Teofimo Lopez says after he beats Lomachenko, he'll stick around at 135 for one fight and one fight only. And that would be Gervonta Tank Davis. So Teofimo Lopez calls out Gervonta Tank Davis, according to Chris Minix in his podcast. And other than that, we'll talk about the impact and ramifications of Roy Jones Jr. taking on Mike Tyson, backed by a social media page named Triller. And they putting up $50 million for the rights and all the stuff that comes with the fight. So it's also going to have Nate Robinson and Jake Paul on the undercard. So once again, I do appreciate everybody that will be stopping through. I usually don't do streams this early, but I'm not going to walk the dogs today at this time. It's 91 fucking degrees, so I'm going to wait till a little bit later and take them for a run. So make sure you let me know you guys are in the building. Thumbs up the video. And as you come through the building, come through the door, let me know where you guys from. Do a little roll call. So, I know I got a lot of people out there in Cali, Texas, New York. Salute to you guys. But hey, don't forget you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All those social media links in the description. You got to worry about typing my name in. The link will take you right to the social media page. So if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video request, all the links are in the description. Chop it up, hit me up, DM me. Don't forget as well, we got a Facebook group. If you want to make a donation, if you haven't, subscribe, hit the bell icon button, thumbs up, comment. But if you've done all that, share the video. It's the best way to make a donation. If you wish to donate, Cash App, PayPal are in the description. And also, you can always send a super chat during the premiere and obviously a live stream. Don't forget, check out our sponsors, The Health Blaze at thehealthblaze.com. Promo code Goodfellow1Boxing get you 18% off the 100% all natural products from lotion soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and all that good shit. Website promo code is in the description. Don't forget, check out Cell Phone Buyers Recyclers. Find them at IG. Cell Phone Buyers Recyclers, one word. Check out their number, 936-225-2198. They want to buy your old iPhones, half working, working, not working. Get them a call. They appraise it. Shoot the cash. You send it in. They got you. So check them out. Gus, Salute, Grand Rapids, and House 616. I thought Virtual Elite Tees looked pretty solid. Infamous one, Salute. So yeah, we can start off there. I wasn't impressed by Virgil Ortiz. I don't believe the hype matches the fighter. A lot of people gonna say you hating. I really don't give a fuck at this point. Um, he was supposed. I mean, I just want to see how he do when he get in there with somebody that's not gonna sit in front of him. That's gonna show him angles. That's gonna be slick. But he throws combinations. He's not. He ain't a pressure fighter that's gonna pressure you from round 1 to 12. But he kind of likes to keep you at the end of his punches, and then when he know you tired, he been administering the abuse and the pain, then he pressures you and busts your pipes, and he goes to the body, and I like the way he worked the body and the head. He got a really good jab. At least last night his jab carried away, and then he comes over the top with the right hand. He got a sneaky little left hook. He got some sneaky body shots as well too. But it's nothing real special about him. He got a little bit of explosiveness. It's a little bit of speed and burst to his pop, but nothing special. I don't see special footwork. He comes out the high guard. He got okay hand speed, but I honestly don't see what the hype is about. I don't. I think he will be a world champion. Don't get me wrong, but I don't see what's so special about him. But last night, Vargas was able to touch him a little bit. He didn't have much on his punches. We knew he wasn't going to be a strong test, but it was a step in the right direction. He touched Ortiz with some punches to the body. He just don't seem like he had a lot of. It seemed like he don't have a lot of pop in his punches last night. Um, but he tried. I'm not gonna say Vargas didn't try. He shoot Sean to the body. He tried to touch him to the head. He pushed Ortiz back. And I don't. I guess this might be a calling card for the Mexican gym that him and Earl Spence came up in, Virgil Ortiz. But if you ever notice, once you make them go backwards and you punch, they go into this high guard shell, and you can be able to work. Now Ortiz kind of and Earl Spence do this every now and again. They'll throw a desperation lead hook to keep you up off of them. It's not even a hook that just seems a counter hook that looks to do damage. It's like a hook that like get off me. And then once they create that separation or you hold, you reset, then they get back on the front foot and they aggressive. It's classic Mexican style. It's a classic Mexican style. He said, "What do you think he's missing?" I mean, it's just I want to say I don't know what he's missing at this point, but once he steps up versus another fighter, then maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's just a better conditioned fighter than other fighters. And if his conditioning is better than most fighters, like Earl Spence when he was healthy at 47, and like the Charlo twins, then I think he and his chin is actually good enough to hold up, which we have yet to see. We really don't know. If he has some of those tangible things I name, I think easily he could be pound for pound fighter, but you just don't know. If he can take a punch and he can outlast his opponents, and he can and his punches really do hit hard, then he can go a long way. But I just don't see the speed, the footwork. Um, I don't see the head movement. I want to I really can't exactly say because he hasn't stepped up. But if you put him in there with a Keith Thurman, it's just like it's gonna be curtains. Let's see able to get past Keith Thurman. Speed and power and movement. I just got to see what he do when he fights somebody with movement. Ray Robinson would have been a pretty you know I think Ray Robinson would have been a pretty good step up fight because I'm not saying that he better than Vargas. He may be better than Vargas. Let me not say that. He may be better than Vargas, but his style kind of gave me a better gauge when you're talking about Sean Porter, who might be one of the better athletes in the division. Keith Thurman, who a really good athlete. His style, or Vargas just stood there in front of him. So I expect him to hit Vargas. I expect him to hit harder than Vargas. I expect him to take Vargas shots. You know what I'm saying? I expected what I seen last night. It was no. I don't see like when you look at who can I use as an example? I mean, I don't even know. I mean, as a prospect, let's just use Devin Haney as an example. I want to use Devin as an example. Devin is a good fighter. We have yet to see Devin step up. But when you look at Devin, you see it. You know what I'm saying? You see it. You see the speed. You see the balance. You see the coordination. You see the slickness. You see the power. You see the talent, like superior talent. You see it. You see the perpetual movement. You see the slickness. You see the versatility. He's starting to sit down on the shots a little bit. You see he can beat you from the out. You just see Devin Haney is a different type of fighter. He's beyond. I'm not saying that he may go on and may not go on and have a better career than Ortiz, but he looks the part. Technically, he's better. Physically, he's superior. You know what I'm saying? You know, his skill level is like years. It's like levels above Ortiz. But what we don't know, how good they stamina, can they dig deep? Do they got dog? Do they got chin? Do they got heart? Will they quit? Only stepping up against real opposition is really going to let you know if they get frustrated, can they make the proper adjustments? But with Ortiz, I just don't see a great fighter, bro. I don't see anything that he does that's like oh my god, this dude is gonna be the next this, that, and the third. I just don't see it. I mean, he got good power, he got good size for the division, he got okay hand speed, his footwork is okay. You know what I'm saying? I just don't fucking see it. He ain't moving his head, he ain't being slick. Like I'm looking at him like, what the fuck is the hype about? I'm sorry, dog. I've been known to be wrong. Easy Baby 1980. I just don't see it. I don't see Chavez. I don't see Salvador Sanchez. You know what I'm saying? I see a dude That kind of remind me a little bit of Earl Spence, but he lacks the melon in his game, his slick, this little bit of the athletic ability. I don't see him beating Keith Thurman right now, and maybe he continues to improve. You know what I'm saying? I don't see the one punch knockout power that Matisse or that had. I don't really see the explosiveness. I see a really good fighter, but I don't. Maybe he can beat Danny Garcia. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. And people talking about him and Boots, that's so premature. We have yet to see him and Boots get touched on the chin. Now with Boots, do I see it? Like it's hard. Like Boots, you see it, the coordination, the switching, the height, the length, the speed, the athleticism. But his last fight, when he was fighting that one guy, when he started to pressure him and he started to come forward, you started to see, you know, he didn't look as superhuman as he once did. So it's hard to gauge. It's hard to gauge a fighter before they step up in real opposition. I think we made a lot of mistakes with Adrian Broner thinking he was the next this and the next that. And we just went on and toured his fortune. And, obviously when he moved up to guys of his size, he fell short. I mean, but hey, it is what it is. He said Spence and Boots beats Ortiz, but they need to make Ugas and Ortiz. Ugas will be fighting Angel Ramos at some point. That's probably going to be on the Fox schedule. I thought it was going to come out Friday, but they said it was a chance. I think you're right. What are you saying? He reminds you of Spence, but Spence is a southpaw. That's a great point. Spence makes Spence tough because he's a southpaw, but I think Spence has a little bit more athleticism than him. I'm not saying that his hands are less or heavier than Earl Spence's. I can't really tell at this point. He seemed to be consistent and accurate, but he just reminds me of Spence. He really do. You know what I'm saying? He reminds me of Spence, but it seems that I can't really tell because I can't like it just seems that he reminds me of Spence. He's accurate, he's consistent. I think I like his combination punches better than Spence. Spence ain't gonna throw the combinations that he throws. Spence kind of throws the lands. Ortiz brings it where he'll throw the land, but he also can switch it up and throw a lot of combination punches. I think Spencer throw those combinations when he going for the kill. Ortiz throw those combinations. He can be landing for accuracy, and then he can just throw those combinations, and he can just be just to overwhelm you. So his pressure, his pressure is good. His combination punches is a little bit more consistent. He throws it more consistently than Earl Spence. So maybe the biggest difference is Earl is a southpaw, but Ortiz had a pretty good jab last night. I think Earl has a superior jab, but Earl jab really got better once I seen him versus Lamont Peterson. So once again, Earl didn't come into the game with the jab that he got. You feel what I'm saying? Earl developed the jab, so it's hard to compare Ortiz now because he's going to continue to develop and get better. And I understand that Robert Garcia wasn't in the corner because he tested positive for COVID and then he tested negative. Once again, I told you that test isn't 100% at all. It's probably really 50-50 on how accurate it really is. Angel salute. Ortiz fights like a basic Mexican fighter. Like it's been many fighters like him with that basic style. I can agree with that. I really believe that's what it is. He got good size at welterweight. That takes you a long way. He got good size, but once again, we gonna know how good that size gonna do him when he fights somebody that don't stand in front of him. If he fights somebody like Keith Thurman that's sticking and moving, it's gonna be like, if he fights Sean Porter, a guy like, it's hard to tell right now, but I'll get to that. But he did what he supposed to do with Vargas. Vargas didn't seem to have him pop on the shots last night, and maybe that's some of the wars and the abuse he's been taking in boxing. But Ortiz did what he's supposed to do. Vargas took a lot of body shots. He took a lot of head shots. Glad that Mr. 50 count, which they would call him, was my man Jack Reese. Stopped the fight when he did. Ortiz is still too green, but he has potential. Yeah, he has potential, but I don't see him being one of the best 5 prospects in boxing. I just don't see it. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to say because some of the dudes that we say are prospects are not prospects because they hold belts. So that's difficult. But I like the boys over him. Y'all know how I feel about Colbert. He kind of a fake belt holder. To be honest, I might take Ryan over him depending on what happened with Luke Campbell. But Devin Shakur, I think Gary Anton Russell. You know what I'm saying? I think is one of the more superior prospects in the game. So it's a lot of them out there, man. But shout out to him for having the Trevell Mazion trunks on last night. RP to Black Magic. He said Tyson versus Jones would be a BS fight after seeing the rules. Oh yeah, I seen that. Nobody supposed to really get hurt. So that was the commission that released the rules, which they should have never released the rules to after people bought their pay per view. Shout out to Lion Killer. He said, "Oh no, I can I see Golden Boy throwing Ortiz in with Porter right now? 21 Geezy, but we can get there. I mean, to wrap up the review, yeah, he did what he's supposed to do. Um, I'm just not high on him like everybody else is. Maybe something happened development wise. Like I was high on Broner at one point. I think a lot of people was, and you get it wrong. A lot of people was high on Fernando Guerrero. He disappointed, couldn't take him on the chops. Some people was high on Peter Quillen. To certain, I think he did disappoint in his career. You could blame Al, or you could blame whoever you want to blame. He was a late comer to the sport, so obviously he was an overachiever. You could just talk about prospects that you came. A lot of people thought Mildred Taylor would be more dominant than what he was, and he fell a little bit short. I mean, it's a lot of prospects out here that we looking at now that we just gonna be like, what happened? And a lot of times, boxing politics can beat you down. A lot of times, just you may not be that good on a professional level. So, it is what it is, man. But I think his performance was good last night. He didn't take a lot of abuse. He caught a lot of shots on the glove. Vargas seemed to have thrown a lot of body punches, which didn't have steam and didn't slow Ortiz down one bit. But it was overall solid fight. And then that girl that got her ass whooped that went viral. I mean, somebody needs to be fired for making that fight. If you couldn't just find a female opponent to get in there, you might as well just pay the lady her purse and let her go on around about her day. So, I mean, I don't know if she had an original opponent and she fell out because of testing or lack of preparation or something happened. But that was like, come on, that was worse than with Top Rank. I think it was the Hooker and Salcedo's card. Can't remember. Had that dude in there that didn't know how to fight. So Oscar needed his ass whooped for that one. That girl didn't belong in the ring, and it wasn't even funny, you know. Shakir is really advanced, best prospect, but you can't really call him a prospect because he hold a belt. That's kind of how a lot of people look at it. So depends on who the prospects are in boxing. To is the most proven once again, To holds a belt. So can we call a belt holder a prospect? I mean, I know you can call certain dudes a prospect with a belt, but it depends. But Ortiz was ready for elite welterweight. He called out what was it, Danny Shine and Keith, and I want to make sure I get these names right. So give me a minute. While you in here, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. All right, and let me know where y'all from. We see a lot of people in here. Let me know where you from. You ain't gotta give me your address and no shit like that. Just want to know where y'all coming from. A lot of people watch from different countries. Shout out to people from the UK. Got a lot of followers from Australia. Well, Australian people, I might end up going live for that Costa Zoo and Tim Tszyu, excuse me, in that Jeff Horn fight. Well, I'm at least covered, so I got y'all covered on that one. I wake up early in the morning anyway, but give me 1 minute. So I'm looking forward to that fight. I think it's sometime in August or September. So I will be covering that fight for y'all Aussies. So hopefully all Aussies are all good and stuff. That should be a good fight. Apparently Joe Joyce wins this fight in the third round versus I don't even know who the fuck the dude is. Michael Wasaksa. I don't know. Let's see. I'm trying to look out who he called out. He said Thurman, Garcia, or Porter. Now his best bet is Danny Garcia, but Danny Garcia, after he fights Spence, unless he get the Pacquiao fight, he is moving up in weight. 704, salute. Terrence Jones, salute. He is moving up in weight. So I mean, Danny Garcia, let's just say Errol Spence don't fight, he get injured or whatever the fuck he may be. I know people was asking me saying, oh, they didn't see Errol Spence on the Showtime schedule. Is he still gonna fight this year? Yes, he fighting. I was informed the other day that it's a done deal between him and Danny. It's gonna be on Fox. I think Manny and Mikey, they don't know. So Fox was supposed to release their schedule maybe Friday. So I don't know what happened. I know they was talking about they have something big in the works. So or some shocking things. I know Clarissa, don't quote me on this. It's being said that Clarissa could be on Fox. I mean, after Raquel Miller called Al Heyman out on Beauty Shop Conversation. So I heard Clarissa may show on Fox. Tony Harrison may be part of the Fox schedule. Also heard they working on something with Laura. I don't know if that's Showtime or Fox. Also heard of people who wonder about Guillermo Rigondeaux. They working on something for Rigondeaux on Fox as well. Not sure what it's gonna be. Who else? Caleb Truex and Caleb Plant. That's a possibility. Don't quote me on that. Ariola and Andy Ruiz. That's a possibility on that. That can happen on regular Fox. So Fox is coming with something that's supposed to be special. I know Keith, Sean should be on Fox. I've been informed Sean is going to take a tune-up. Uh, I've been heard that they tried to get him to fight Keith Thurman. I guess Keith Thurman didn't want it. They tried to get him to fight Josita Lopez, but he turned down Josita Lopez twice. So, that is what it is. So, Benjamin Foe. So, I just wanted to sneak that in there real quick. And we'll talk a little bit about what Sean said about Terrence and what else going on. But rest in peace to Nazeem Richardson, man. We love that brother. We love his storytelling. And it's just been a terrible year, man, between him and Travell and, Regis Philbin. He died today. Now Regis Prograis, he's passed away today. So, been a real tough year, man. But yeah, man. If Ortiz was to fight one of the three between the three he called out, Danny, Keith, and Sean, it should be Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia has the issue. That's Banana Boy and Charlo gonna be on Showtime pay-per-view. But he has an issue to fight up and down to his competition. But I do think Ortiz is a good opponent for eventually down the line. But Danny Garcia is not going to stay at 47 according to him. I think if he beats Errol Spence and he don't get Manny, then I think he off to 54. Or maybe they offer him a lot of money to fight somebody else. So if he lose, he off to 54. So I just think that's a good fight for Ortiz. Down the line, a couple more fights. Danny don't move his head. I mean, he don't really. He got a solid defense, but Danny right there to be hit. Ortiz right there to be hit. I just think Danny in the chat casting business, he chasing legacy. He not looking at being no stepping stone right now. So, but let's just imagine like that fight did happen for some reason. I think the issue that Ortiz will have is that he lacks experience. Is that he might get countered a lot in that fight. If he able to open up and not get countered, he might can run Danny out the ring. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, in that fight, Ortiz will have a hand speed advantage, a youth advantage. But the thing about Danny Garcia is he'll fight you whatever level you on. If you come in at F level, Danny will dominate you. But if you come in around C plus or better, B minus or better, Danny Garcia gonna fight down your competition. If you anything below B minus, I'll say Danny probably dominate you. But Danny fight up and down to his opposition, and that's the issue. And with Ortiz fighting with Danny like to fight at a pace. So if Ortiz is able to control the pace or fight at Danny Garcia pace and keep the fight fairly close, and then down the stretch he turn up on Danny Garcia, I can see a little bit more seasoned, maybe Ray Robinson, and then Danny Garcia. I can see a seasoned Ortiz beating Danny Garcia because he got a good style, but Danny Garcia also can counter. He can also counter that man. So if George Ortiz can't take a punch, and Danny counter him, I can see Danny dropping him and beating him up. So obviously that's an interesting fight, but that's a fight that's never gonna happen. Danny Garcia gonna fight Spence. When he said win lose, he moving up. So I mean, but as far as Keith Thurman and Sean Porter, they beat the fuck out of Virgil Ortiz right now. You know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman, people thought because he lost by the hairs, chinny chin to Pacquiao, he done because his body breaking down. Too much hand speed, too much power, too much experience, too much foot speed. I would say let Keith Thurman get into it. Let him come back, tune up, fight another tough fight like Sean or Earl. Then you get him. Thurman don't have any ambitions on moving past 47 and competing. He has never talked about moving up and becoming a two-division title holder, even though he came from 54. Last time he fought above 47 was Carlos Katana, an older Katana. People forget Katana was the first man to beat Paul Williams. Okay, so I really don't see that fight happening either. But if it did happen right now, Thurman too much power, too much speed, too much experience. He would definitely have to fight an Ortiz or Ray Robinson to get used to that length and that movement. You know what I'm saying? If he able to handle the movement Ray Robinson and cut the ring off on Ray and then beat him up, then they give him a better chance versus the Shawn Porters, the Thurmans, the Terrence Crawfords of the world. Um, to be honest, one of his most easiest fights might be Errol Spence because he fight the same style. He just orthodox and Earl is a southpaw. So he understand how Errol Spence fight because they got the same style. It's just Ortiz, like I said, Ortiz ain't afraid to let his hands go a little bit more. I think Earl throws to land. Earl throws to be an accurate puncher. You got some fighters that know how to do throwaway punches. You got some guys that'll hit you everywhere, but the bottom of your feet. Ortiz is a dude that ain't scared to miss. And when he missed, he's still coming with another one and another one. And he can also go into, the Earl Spence mode where he can sit back and snipe and just, punch the land because his height and his length probably. So, but versus Keith Thurman, that's a bad style. Um, to kind of your first professional top fighter being a guy with that movement, that's a bad style. Just with that movement, I want to see him getting in there. Like if I had a list for him, guys to get in there with to prepare for Keith Thurman or to prepare for Shawn Porter, I would let them kind of get beat up a little bit more because they're not going nowhere. They don't want to go to 54. They don't want to deal with the heat that 154 pounds is dishing. All right. So if I had a list for them to get in there with, Ray Robinson would be one of the dudes I'd like to see him get in there with. The winner or loser of Thomas Delorme and Jamal James, they both pretty good movers. Jamal is a pretty good mover at good length. I think Ortiz can beat both of them right now. David Alvarez would be another solid fighter for him to get in there with. Or Dennis Ugas, if he fought one or two of those guys, I would like to see him get in there with. And if he can get Ray Robinson, Jamal James, Thomas Delorme, um, Amir Khan. If he can get one of those four, then I would have him go after Ugas. And if I couldn't get the top fighters at the Ugas, then I would look at Josito because he's tough. I would look at the winner of Sergey Lipiesk, Dabadev, or the loser. But I think those four, Ugas, and then I'm pretty much comfortable putting them in there with Danny and Keith. You know what I'm saying? After those four fights, and I think he could beat Danny Gar. I think he can hang with Danny Garcia right now. Of Universal, he can hang with Danny Garcia right now. You know what I'm saying? I think a couple more fights, bigger fighters, and more movement, get him ready for Keith Thurman. But the way Thurman body breaking down, he'd get Thurman to 2020 into 2021-22. He would be ready for that. Shawn Porter, his body seemed not to be breaking down, so I think he'd be the toughest out of the three. He healthy, he stay in shape, he seemed motivated, had another son, but once again, that's a difficult fight because Sean elbow, he hit you behind the head, he hit you in the rib cage. So I think it's a good fight for Ortiz. I think Ortiz got a little bit more fire. I think he got more firepower in his hands. It's just that he can handle the pressure and the roughness with Sean Porter. But I like Ortiz. I like Ortiz eventually to beat all of those guys. If he waits till about 2021 and 2022, Sean Porter got to be busting at the seams. He's scared to go to 54. Keith Thurman body breaking down. He's scared to go to 54. And Danny Garcia, I think he could take Danny. I think it's a chance he could take Danny Garcia right now because he fight up and down to his opposition. So I can see Ortiz taking all of them if he done right. But the $1 million question is this: $1 million question when you're talking about the fighters that we talking about or trying to get Kavaliauskas, Lipiesk, Dubadov, Qdoba, Jamal, Thomas, Josito, Alvarizian. It's politics. That's what you're talking. You're talking about politics. He said Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell announced for August 24th. Yeah, I told y'all that was a done deal, but once again, people say, "Oh, you lying, man." I get one thing wrong or off a little bit, I'm lying. I told you, dudes, that fight it was done. When I said it was done the other day on that live stream I did, which has been extremely, 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 extremely long fucking week. The last 2 days have been terrible, bro. So I apologize if it's been a drop off in the content or whatever it may be. I just had a long few days, man. So I'm just tired of talking about the shit. But NBA starting back pretty soon, so I'm gonna cover some of that. So yeah, I'm sorry I ain't letting nobody know I was going live this early, but I looked out, it was 91 degrees plus humidity. I said niggas can walk late, dogs can walk later. But so if it is done for Ryan, man, he said $1 million question if Ortiz can beat Ennis. Y'all looking ahead or Ellis or Ennis? I mean, you never know. I mean, Ennis ain't done shit neither. I like Ennis. Y'all know I love them Philly boys, bro. I love Philly niggas, man. They remind me of Detroit niggas, but he hasn't done anything. Ortiz is a little bit ahead of him. You know, I know we building up the next black and Mexican super fight, and I'm gonna tell you this, it's a 99.9% chance that fight happens. You know, long as Ortiz get him a promoter, I mean, or Ennis get him a better promoter, they ain't gonna make that happen. But there's too much money potentially in that fight, and Ortiz don't have an ego, and Ennis don't have an ego at this point. So I'm telling y'all, man, I said this a year ago. Keith, Sean, Danny, Spence, even Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter, they either gonna get down or they gonna lay down at some point. Either they gonna get down and beat these young punks up when they on their way coming up, or they gonna get ran over because they old. That's boxing. So the fighters who are in their best shape, the fighters that are disciplined outside of boxing, they the ones that's gonna last in this boxing shit. You got a lot of dudes that been at 47 for a long time. Y'all think that they invincible. You think they unbeatable. Ain't nobody in this division done nothing that's A level in this division. None of them. Nobody have done what Sugar Ray Leonard did and beat Thomas Hearn and beat Duran and beat Benito. They don't have a win like that. So don't be surprised if your favorite welterweight don't get their ass beat by Ortiz, Ennis, or somebody that's moving up like Ramirez or Taylor. Don't be surprised if Devin don't get in there and fuck some people up for a while. Don't be surprised if Tio don't go up there and fuck some people up. Don't be surprised if this new blood that's coming into this division, it happens. We see it all the time. One day somebody hang around a little bit too long in a weight class or hang out a little bit too long in boxing and they get beat up by a guy you didn't see coming. This boxing is stagnant. It's stagnant. Fighting once, twice a year. These young niggas fighting 3, 4, 5 times a year. Them the ones that's getting better. Them the ones that's getting consistent. Them the ones that's on the way up. They the ones that got the better cardio. They the ones that's been fighting. They got the higher metabolism. It's gonna be a lot of your favorite fighters that gonna get upset the next few years, bro. I'm telling you. They can't protect all these belt holders forever, bro. They can't protect Pacquiao forever. They can't protect Thurman and Earl and Terrence forever. One day they gonna have those tough ass mandatories. One day they gonna have those tough ass mandatories. I think we was having some turbulence. My bad. I don't know what's going on. But one day these dudes gonna have some turbulence. Hold on. Give me a minute. I might have to update something, but it is. We want to thug it out. But one day they're gonna have some turbulence though, man. And it happens. You know what I'm saying? You don't see your favorite fighter losing and some motherfucker come off the boat like Ricardo Mayorga and they fuck some people up. He said, do you do FanDuel baseball? Nah, bro. I do it on opening day. I forgot this year. But they gave me $10, like $15 in my account. Nah, nigga. Shit, I should have played today. I'm gonna watch some baseball today when I get off. But um but but yeah, moving on. Like I said, I like Ortiz, man, but I don't really see that. I don't really see the special in him yet. And maybe he go up there and fight somebody. He takes a punishment. He beat somebody else I respect, and I might say, man, he gonna be a problem. But his height, his strength, you know, his explosive combinations, and if he can take it on the chin, he got good stamina like he showed last night. He probably could beat anybody in the division because he got the combination of tangibles, and if he got the intangibles, he got that Mexican dog in him. He might turn around and fuck more people up than you know. So you got a lot of talented fighters. They got the foot speed, the hand speed. Look at Mildred Taylor. He had the total package, but Chavez just had enough of that it factor, enough of that dog. enough accurate punching and body punching to break him down. Should Richard Steele have gave Mitchell Taylor the fight? Should nobody give nobody shit? He should have fought a better fight. But if Ortiz got some of those intangibles that Chavez had, Salvador Sanchez had, he gonna be world champion. I just think so. I think eventually he's gonna run over some of these top dogs, and either they gonna get out the way or they gonna hold their own. So, I don't know. See, yeah, especially if they want everybody to fight each other. They don't want everybody to fight each other. That's the problem. You feel me? They don't want all these dudes to fight each other. Al Heyman is trying. What Al Heyman probably trying to do is he trying to have the 54 pounders move up, and the 47s move to 54, and the 54 pounders move to 60 and control those divisions. If the sanctioning belt bodies did their job, then we wouldn't be in a situation where we wouldn't be in a situation where these dudes be babysitting these belts, but they ain't doing their job. But I think Virgil Ortiz is going to be world champion. I definitely think so. Don't be surprised if he upset one of these fighters, man. He said, "Who do you think EJ fights if he beats when he beats?" He got a mandatory, bro. His mandatory is fighting. When is Qdoba and Lippias fighting? I forget. They fighting on Showtime like October 10th or some shit like that. So they going Lippias Qdoba fighting sometime on Showtime on their schedule. So they fight for the interim IBF belt. So Earl Spence has to fight them 90 days after Danny Garcia, or they have to come to an agreement or something like that. So yeah, he got to fight he got to defend his IBF. So after that, then he should be mandatory free, and they probably gonna make him fight either Sean or Keith Thurman again, or they might look to make the Manny Pacquiao fight. So SJ Fish 101 salute. Spence versus Thurman after he gets a decision against Danny. No, he has a mandatory. Y'all got to read on y'all boxing politics, bro. And the IBF don't play. They not fighting for a mandatory spot, Lippias Qdoba. They fighting for an interim title. And the last time I seen somebody fight for IBF interim title, which ain't fucking, you don't see this. It's like a full moon or a red moon or a blue moon. You don't see this every day. Was when Jose Uzataki, he fought for an interim title, and James DeGale was forced to fight him, and he dropped the title, and Uzataki became IBF title. So Errol Spence is obligated to fight the winner of Qdoba and Lippias. And if Qdoba win that fight, it'd be interesting to see if Bob Arum put the money up for that purse bid. But I think Al Heyman would do everything in his power to win that purse bid. So you might see Errol Spence fighting, I don't know when him and Danny fighting. I envision that's probably going to be in November, because Earl said he had to get a third post put in his mouth, and he'd be sparring. He'd start sparring in September. So you might not see Earl and Danny fight till November. So 90 days. So you'll probably see Errol Spence defend the IBF after Danny Garcia around February. Now, it's the tricky thing about it, which I didn't want to talk about this, but that's cool. It's good talk. Bernardo, salute. What's the tricky thing about if Danny Garcia win the WBC and IBF belt, and Danny said he moving up to 154 pounds, then the WBC becomes vacant, and the interim the IBF championship, whoever win between top ranks, whoever Qdoba did, I call him Qdoba, and Sergey Lippias will automatically become champion. So if Danny beats Earl Spence, and I'm gonna kind of give y'all a backstory here. If Danny beats Earl Spence and he truly vacates the title, which I don't think Al gonna let him, but if he truly vacates that title and don't get Pacquiao or something like that, WBC will go up for grabs. They probably order Sean and Keith for that. I just got a hunch. And then whoever wins between Sergey Lippias and Qdoba, they will be the automatic IBF champion. So if Top Rank get the IBF belt, they gonna expeditiously make Crawford and Qdoba. So Crawford is still hold two belts, but then again, do you want to see Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia anyway? I mean, Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford anymore? I heard it was never gonna happen to begin with. So your best bet if you want to see Crawford unify and break the ice in the division, your best bet is for Danny Garcia to beat Errol Spence. So we know Danny not gonna stay around at the division to fight nobody but Manny Pacquiao. That's it. You might could get him to stick around and fight Keith Thurman again, but he don't want to fight Sean again. He passed up on that fight. You know, he might have to. He legally probably be obligated to fight Earl Spence again, but he said he moving up. So that'll kind of shake the division up. It'll make it easier for Ortiz to get a belt. It'll make it easier for a lot of things to happen. And at that point with Sean and Keith, if they fight for the WBC, will they go around and will they fight Terrence Crawford at that point? Who knows, man? But yeah, but at that point, that is what it. But I heard that some of the employees at Top Rank at PBC was trying to convince Earl Spence to take a tune up, and Earl Spence told them that he didn't need no tune up and that Danny was a tune up. So, and they tried to convince him to take an intern fight and tune up, but he think he can just dominate Danny Garcia. But I mean, we'll see. After that Danny Garcia performance versus Red Cash, who really believing in Danny Garcia, right? But Teofimo Lopez, according to Chris Minnick, says that he will stick around after fighting Lomachenko, even though he said he wanted to move up if PBC and Mayweather give up Gervonta Tank Davis. Also, Minnick mentioned on his podcast with Coppinger, Fruitcake Coppinger, he mentioned that Lomachenko will stick around at 135 to take on Tank Davis as well. So a lot of people want to fight Tank Davis. Now, him and Rolly, Tio was talking about how fat Tank is and how he blows up in between fights. But Tank is fighting Leo at 50 at 30 at 30. A lot of people say Tank might not make the weight. I think Tank will make the weight, but that's just my opinion. Austin Draper, salute. But I did get this. He says that it looks like if Teofimo wins, he becomes the new franchise champion. This is what I'm getting from behind the scenes. So franchise champion will lose their title once they're going to unify the whole division. So these dudes, okay, hold on. These dudes, so you only can lose they making this shit up as they go. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on with the stream, man. Bear with me. I don't know what's really going on. Hold on. Because the connection is dropping out. But I don't know. I just paid my bill this month for this damn shit. Let's see. ABC. My bad. I don't know what's going on with the connection. There we go. We good again. So basically David Gomez said WC making up things on the fly. Yeah, exactly. So now what they saying, I just got this news as I was talking. Now what they saying is that the WBC is saying once you unify the whole division, you can lose the unified, you can use the franchise champion. Um but according to Chris Minnis, SI.com, Teofimo Lopez is willing to stay at the division, and Lomachenko is willing to stay at the division one fight longer because if Loma win or lose, he moving down. If Teofimo Lopez win or lose, he moving up. I heard, but he said once he win, he'll be willing to fight Gervonta Tank Davis, and obviously Davis will have to come back up a division. But I mean, how y'all feel about Gervonta taking on Tank? I mean, Gervonta Davis taking on Teofimo Lopez. I know he not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? But it'll be worth the while. You know what I'm saying? Because if Tank able to beat Leo, what is it, October, whatever the hell it is, you can throw him right and you can have him get right back in the camp and prepare to fight Teofimo Lopez, or Lomachenko in March. At this point, I know we jumping the gun a bit because, Leo Santa Cruz said if Gervonta get tired, he knocking him out. So they counting on Gervonta to get tired. Now, when Gervonta is fighting Red Cash, everybody was focusing on him beating up Red Cash, but ain't nobody see that big ass baller belly that Gervonta Tank Davis had. Jonathan, salute. He said I like T.O. and Tank. at the end of the day, what better opportunity does Tank have in boxing to fight for 4 belts? 5 if you include the ring belt. So I don't understand why Floyd Mayweather wouldn't want to do that. I mean, Tank is done anyway. Tank is done as a fighter anyway. They need to cash their chips in with Tank. If Tank beat up T.O., then you cashing in with him. If he can't beat Teofimo Lopez, then it's at the point of what other polarizing star are you gonna get at 35? Who? What's the next biggest fight? They talking about making Ryan Garcia and Tank in December. What's the point of that? It's not even a world title on the line. Are you confident that he'll beat Ryan? I think everybody is confident at Mayweather Promotions and PBC that he dominates Ryan Garcia. I think everybody is confident in that. But how can you explain if Teofimo Lopez wins every belt, if Lomachenko wins every belt, and say, Tank Davis, we want to give you an opportunity, excuse me, to fight for Undisputed. How can you say no to Undisputed and turn around and fight Ryan for a secondary fake belt? But Leonard Ellerbe, we just trying to build the biggest star in the sport. We just trying to show them how to build the biggest star in the sport. Tank Davis may never politically be able to fight for 4 belts again in one try. And if he can't beat Teofimo Lopez, then how the fuck you the biggest star in the sport? If you can't beat Lomachenko, you may never get another opportunity at 35 to fight for the Undisputed Championship, to fight a fighter who's going to be recognized as one of the pound for pound best fighters. Name me another fighter right now at 30 or 35 that's pound for pound recognized by most media outlets. It's not one. Name me another fighter that's recognized pound for pound at 30 and 35. It's not none. None. Loma getting a rematch for sure, I imagine, if he loses. He not getting a rematch. Teofimo Lopez probably move up before he rematch Loma. Because we know Gervonta Tank Davis not going to take it. T.O. a dangerous fight for Tank. But let them tell it they all used to beat up on Teofimo Lopez in the gym. It ain't like he fighting Devin Haney for all 4 belts and Floyd was helping Devin out. No, man. This makes perfect sense for Tank. I mean, to be honest, I was talking to somebody, I'm not going to say their name. They was like they'd be surprised if Tank alive by the time he 29, 30. If somebody don't pop him in his head. Now, that's not my sentiment. Most people didn't think Broner would make it to 30 years old and still be alive. Don't forget, Broner ran across the Ohio State lines and they shot him up in his van into Kentucky. So now you're looking at a situation where why not? He said it was fit when he was 15 or 6. It's different now. It's definitely different now. But if you feel you can beat him, why not make the fight? That opportunity may never be there again for Tank. Because who else down there that's going him and Burchett? That'd be a good fight. But Burchett you may not fight Burchett for 4 belts, 5 including the ring. You're not gonna fight Devin Haney. Jamel Herring not gonna bring that money. You passed up on Tevin Farmer, he done. JoJo don't bring that fan base. You're not gonna fight Gary Russell, he really don't bring that fan base. If Lomachenko lose, then what's the point? Teofimo Lopez knocked him out. Now it's all risk, no reward. If Teofimo Lopez lose, ain't no point in fighting him. You gotta fight Loma then. Not to T.O. build his name back up. So, like I said before, man, why not make that fight? But then again, PBC and Mayweather Promotions are all about, marching to the beat of their own drum. They ain't gonna fight none of those. Tank ain't gonna fight none of those guys. They don't believe in Tank. But at the end of the day, if you don't believe in Tank, shout out to Jeremy James. If you don't believe in him, then why you holding him there? You might as well cash him out. That's my whole thing about it. They got Tank looking like a coward, but then again, you gotta say Tank got himself looking like a coward. You gotta say Tank got himself looking like a coward because with Gervonta, With Javante, he don't stay in shape. He don't stay in the gym. He keep doing dumb shit. He fighting like 5 or 7 different cases. I cash him out. Remember when Floyd was mad at him and said, "Well, we looking to make the Lomachenko fight Todd DeBuff or Carl Moretti?" I think it was DeBuff called me. Why not? Why not? What if Tank get in there and beat Lomachenko or Teofimo Lopez? That's history right there. He then became undisputed. You know, at that point, you got to start talking about Tank as a Hall of Famer. And he would have had already beat Pedraza. He already beat Leo Santa Cruz. Come on, he the man. Then you turn around and fight Ryan. If he can beat Ryan, you know, you really talking about he might be one of the biggest names in the sport. He said they want to keep cashing those checks fighting bums. Yeah, I can agree with that. I definitely agree with that. But at the end of the day, the real always comes to the light. You know, talking about him and Lomachenko. I mean, Leo said if he get tired, he gonna knock him out. And at this point, Leo counting on Tank to get tired. That's it. They count on surviving the first 6 rounds, probably trying to steal a round or two, don't get dropped, and then they probably gonna step up the work rate down the line. Tank only throw 1 or 2 shots. So Leo think about if I can, avoid those 1 or 2 big shots. He missed. I do my best Ali Sonny Liston impersonation, and then I just drown him deep. Ain't a bad game plan at all. Just keep that stick in tank mouth, and just keep sticking and moving. And when Tank started breathing hard, Leo should be tapping him to the body and then walking him down and beating him up. I honestly, I really wouldn't care who won that fight. I wouldn't care one bit. Nate Jacobs is fighting Brian. He's fighting probably gonna be fighting Rosado. And Eubanks, I don't know who he fighting. He might be fighting Korobov again. So you heard it here first. I heard they in talks for Korobov, Eubanks too. So Caleb Plant probably fighting Caleb Truex. I hear if they can come to an agreement. So people. Somebody said Jeremy say Tank definitely KOs Leo. I mean, a lot of times you think these dudes in boxing get KO'd and the KO don't happen. It goes the opposite way. Like I told you guys, boxing tends to go the opposite way in fights of this magnitude than what you think. Like I was telling people, it ain't no way that Tyson Fury can knock out Deontay Wilder. I say yes, it is. For one, it's the heavyweight division. For two, this motherfucker be having like a 50-pound weight advantage. For three, Sugar Hill told him to sit down on his shot. So anything can happen. It wouldn't surprise me if Leo knocked out Tank. Tank is just he don't have no discipline, bro, at all. He was literally sparring Ivan Redcast with his shirt on, and he had a beer belly. Brody was laughing at him because he was looking pregnant after one of the fights. So at the end of the day, did you say that Al Heyman may be trying to cash out Tank versus Leo Santa Cruz? Tank is one of his favorites. Tank is one of his favorites. So, that also proves a point with Kosi TV say. Salute. He say Tank messed up. He could have fought Tevin and Gary Russell, Lamont Roach. He would have been good right now, but it's obviously he a duck. I definitely agree. He could have fought JoJo Diaz too. But he could have fought Tevin Farmer and made what, $5 to $7 million? So you think so if he turned down 7, let's just say it was 7, hypothetically. That's what I heard. And that's what everybody. Let's say it was $7 million, right? And then they turned around and offered Tevin $2 million. And people said, well, that's more than Tevin ever made. If somebody offers somebody 7, that's more than Tank probably ever gonna make his career the way he going. But if they want to fight Tevin for $7 million, they won't even fight. They won't go fight Lomachenko for undisputed. So y'all right. That's a fact. And it's sad that we live in these days and ages that hardware don't look at this, man. I'm trying to be objective. Smooth Will salute. Hardware don't matter, and then money don't matter. All these dudes talk about A side, B side, knick knack, patty whack, give a dog a bone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mil in my bank account. All these dudes talk about all that money. Now money don't matter. It don't. Charlo was offered 15 to fight Canelo. He said, "No, I want 20." He was offered 7 to fight 7 to fight Demetrius, and then they upped it to 10. He said, "No, not enough." So it don't even matter if you offer a lot of money; they not gonna take the fight. It don't even matter if it's for undisputed. T.O. said, "I'll fight him for undisputed. I can just move up and get a vacant belt, but I'll put undisputed on the line and fight him." Right, absolutely. Now, and you know Tank gonna say, "No, man, I don't want to fight." Like the fuck out of here, bro. And his most of his fans are casual, so they don't understand the inner workings of it. They don't really understand that, like, because Lomachenko don't speak English, so it really, to real base salute, it really hasn't set in, because he's able to duck Lomachenko because Loma can apply that public pressure verbally. Now, T.O., his worst nightmare is gonna be if Teofimo Lopez win that fight. He can speak English. His daddy already been talking Cash Money, saying Tank don't want to fight. I'm gonna play that sound clip. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up. I ain't gonna pull it up. I forgot where to find that. But if T.O. win and he start talking cash and saying, "Oh, Tank ducking me," a dude that's saying, "Look here, America, I got the WBC, the Super WBA, the IBF, the franchise title," which if you didn't hear me on the franchise title, it's been a news update. I'll do a video on it though. I'll probably upload in the morning. So, and I got the ring, and you don't want to come fight for this. That's like nigga, you being a heterosexual man and Rihanna laying on your bed, clean, legs open, say, "Come hit this." You ain't even gotta hit it. Just come hit this. "Oh no, Rihanna, I don't want to hit it. I'm a saved man. We need to be married before we do the Uchi Uchi Wally Woody Wally." That's how I look. I don't want to stick it in. Put your clothes on. Let's play Xbox. Let's pray. That's how I look. And his fans in Baltimore are gonna be looking stupid. Like, why ain't gonna fight him, Tank? So for me, he would have to fight. But then again, Mayweather don't care. Mayweather went around his career looking like a coward. I don't care what y'all say, bro. Mayweather was ducking Antonio Margarito. It's a whole video. Looking over his shoulder, running from Margarito in the conference room. Like I said, Mayweather was a pussy. Mayweather was a pussy. Motherfucking people say, "Well, how did Mayweather duck? And how does Oscar Valdez?" Man, he's a duck. We know he didn't want none of that Kung Fu Pacquiao shit in '09. He didn't want none of that. He didn't want none of that Kung Fu Pacquiao. He didn't want none of that work. Michael Irvin said, "You making the brothers." He pulled out testing out. He ain't never asked the opponent to test. He ain't never, even in the Castillo rematch, he ain't say you need to test. He ain't never asked Carlos Baltimore to test. He never asked Zab to test. He never asked Shabba Mitchell to test. He never asked who else he done fought. None of them dudes, Oscar De La Hoya to test. He didn't ask Ricky Hatton to test, Marquez to test. All of a sudden, he said, he said, "Oh no, you got to take a test." And I ain't talking about A, B, C, D, or open answer. Nah, motherfucker, you need to take a test. And I ain't talking about a pregnancy test. I don't want just urine. I want blood, urine, your kids' urine, your wife's blood and urine. And motherfucker say, you need to test. Mayweather was TST. Tests. He said, "Oh no, that motherfucker's a pussy." I ain't never mentioned no words about Mayweather. Kobe, salute. He's a pussy. Mayweather ain't a top 10 welterweight, bro. Get out of here. Tell that to your mother. He's a punk. And people say, "Oh, you can't talk about Mayweather like that. He's a black man." Mayweather is a raccoon, man. We know what it is. Y'all just picking. That's why I ain't talking that black shit like that no more. I'm trying not to. But that's what I've been saying about Floyd Mayweather, bro. Y'all forget Donald Sterling, All Lives Matter then. Man, like, please. Mayweather was getting put on fire. I wouldn't push him out, man. He's one of the worst. He get to talk about, and I'm going to get back to Tank. He get to talk about Roy Jones and shit. "Oh, you got to understand that I paved the way for..." Nigga, why it always got to be about you? I. always gotta be me. Like nigga, I just can't stand niggas like him, dog. Him and Kanye, well, I don't have no motherfucking sympathy for them, bro. None. I don't have no. They worse than the Klan they self. They worse than the Klan, bro. They make us look bad. Man, I don't even want to talk about it. But like I said before, this the same Floyd Mayweather that y'all want to know why Gary Russell probably banned or they horn Gary Russell like I reported. Because when that nigga Floyd called this, and no telling what he didn't cussed out Al behind the scenes too. I don't know, but I'm just saying he probably didn't cussed out Al. He said Mayweather called me he was talking to Beauty Shop Conversation, pussy ass. He said Mayweather called me talking about stop picking on Tank, stop calling Tank. You making Tank look bad. Could you imagine? Yo, this Mike Tyson. This Mike Tyson. You know, I need you to stop talking about X and Lubin. You know, Charlo, you making him look bad. You know, you imagine Mike Tyson doing that, bro? Because he used to have Erickson Lubin before he went to PBC. Can you imagine Muhammad Ali? Muhammad Ali calling you up like, yo, G, you making Mike Tyson look bad, Trevor Burbick. Stop calling him out. Stop doing that, man. You making let Mike move at his own pace. If Mike want to be world champion at 55 years old, Mike can do. Come on, man. Y'all respect Mayweather. I don't respect him, bro. I don't respect him as a father. I don't respect him as a man. I don't respect him as a boxer too much. He did what he did, a talented coward. But I don't respect him. I don't respect him. Boxing is where it is because of him. Look how he handling Tank. Tell me another, even Oscar De La Hoya. Can you imagine Oscar De La Hoya saying, yo, Holmes, could you stop making Ryan look bad, Holmes? Come on, baby. Come on, man. If you need further proof that Floyd a coward, man, you just blind. I said, let me know if you need further proof. He called another fighter and told him, y'all want to know why Gary Russell? If I'm Gary Russell, bro, I'm coming in the Ice Cube style, bro. But I ain't coming with no baseball bat. I'll be going around Al Mansion smashing shit up. Real talk. Well, they doing that to him because he wanted to know if you have been on the job and you got those outspoken coworkers. Only the black people that go through this. The outspoken black coworkers, they treat them a particular type of way. That's Gary Russell. He the outspoken coworker at PBC. That's crazy though how they treat him. And Tank get all the preferential treatment, but like I said before, man, if T.O. win, maybe some of his people in Baltimore put some pressure on. That's how you do it. I don't know what they got in Baltimore. I know Philly got a cheesesteak and Detroit got Coney Islands and New York pretty much got everything. They got good pizza and everything, but whatever they got in Baltimore, nigga, I go. Look, I'll tell you this, bro. How reckless I be, bro. I should be some of these dudes' PR people. I would go if I had a fighter ducking me, bro. It's a great saying that goes on here. It takes money to make money, right? Me personally, if I'm Teofimo Lopez, and let's say the Baltimore Ravens was playing the Steelers. What I would do is I would take out an ad. You know when they put the ads on the screen and shit. I would take out an ad video with the Baltimore Ravens, and I would call I would call Tank Davis out on that Titron. I would pay for billboards around Baltimore and say, Tank, why you ducking me? I got these 4 belts. I'll take them around Vegas. Mayweather, stop. I would really spend my money marketing to smoke somebody out in their hometown. That's what I would do. That's the extent you got to do. If you Terrence Crawford, I would take out a billboard. I don't care what Jerry Jones say. I'll pay for my advertisement and I'll punk Errol Spence at the Dallas Cowboy game on Thanksgiving. I'll put billboards around Dallas saying, Earl, why you ducking me? Come on, I just go to that motherfucking crab cakes. I go to a crab cake spot and them bitches good as hell too. I load my crab cakes up, E-Dub, load them hoes up. I shoot a video, Man, I'll buy a crab cake spot. Call it Tank Scary Crab Legs. I just pop a pop-up spot. That's what I would do. That's what these fighters got to do. If you really want to fight, you got to punk these dudes in their hometown. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. I punk these. I take out billboards. I take out commercial ad locally. Do you consider Tank a Baltimore fighter? I know Baltimore is tough. Baltimore is hard. Baltimore love fighting, but do you love punks like Tank Davis that's ducking me? Let me know in my nigga, I can tear some strategy. I can tear the game up for some of these fighters, dog. Let me be your marketing manager, bro. Let me be your marketing manager. I tear the game up. I had all these dudes looking bad. They had no other choice but to fight. If you a man, and I know masculinity is dying, but if you still got testosterone in your system, you still got nuts and your girl ain't neutered you yet, this will make you get up. Remember Apollo Creed was doing all that shit to Rocky? And the second one, and Rocky didn't want to Rocco, you gonna let Apollo punk you, Rocco? And Rocky was like, man, fuck Adrian. I'm a man. Rocky said at the end of the day, I might have been a bum, but I'm a man. I gotta fight this guy. I got to fight this man. Terrell Bay say, Sugar Ray Robinson, my favorite fighter. Sugar Ray Leonard, Miller Griffin, Pernell Whitaker, Felix Trinidad, Donald Curley, Bertie McGurf, Ray Torres, Thomas the Hitman Hearns, Henry Armstrong, one of the most underrated top 5 all-time greats. Fuck out of House Floyd, a top 10 welterweight. They don't know nothing about Henry Armstrong, bro. Carmen Brasilio, keep going on and on. That's a shame they did to Bud, bro. Blatantly ducked that man. The shit don't even feel like boxing. Look at Gary Russell. They make the assumption if Bud signed the PBC that, he would have got the Earl Spence fight. Look at Gary Russell. He getting treated just like Terrence Crawford, and he on the PBC bench. So you sign the PBC, and you think they want to hold Bud Crawford back? Come on, man. Get out of here. It don't matter who you sign to. That's what the game is. It did to 50. He put up GU billboards in New York. That's how you gotta smoke these dudes out. That's how y'all gotta smoke these man. I'm telling you, they need to hire me. I put your man. Fuck Shannon Briggs. I like Shannon, but Shannon ain't do it the right way. I ain't hopping in no water on no goddamn boat. Niggas don't float like that. Nigga, I don't float like that. The zone is full of 60-year-old white man, 70-year-old, 50. They don't know what they doing. Bob Arum don't know what they doing. PBC, don't nobody in boxing know what they doing. It's like you have a car sitting there and they can't tell you what's wrong with the car. They need that diagnostic plug that go up under the car and tell you what's wrong. I'm the plug. I'll be the best thing that be going in boxing, talking about marketing and media and how to reach the youth. They don't know what they doing, bro. They need somebody innovative and smart and got experience. I got over 20-something years in the game experience. These dudes don't know what they doing, bro. That's why Al Haymon losing money, but he got money he's sitting on. He on part of Clearwater Channel Radio. He can always go back into the music game and get money. Bob Arum losing money. He don't know what to do with black fighters. They hired a dude to help him with black fighters. I ain't seen an improvement yet. No disrespect to that brother. If you want to know how to smoke these cowards out and make these dudes fight, give me a call. 281-330-8004. Hit Mike Jones up on hit me on Twitter. My link in the description, Facebook, Instagram. Y'all want to smoke these cowards out? I can show y'all how it's done. That's all I be doing. I be smoking these dudes off in their hometown. I had Tank sitting there. I had Tank sitting there when he looked like a pregnant woman in Erie. When Erie was laughing at him. Matter of fact, I'll go find Erie. I'll take a picture with her and tell her, "Hey Tank, this your ex-woman." I'll just be on some ruthless shit, man. I'll be on some 6ix9ine shit, man. I'll be calling your baby mother, laying in the bed with her, putting on social. Man, I'll be fighting dirty as hell. If Errol Spence had an ex baby mama, man, I'll be calling her up like, let's go out to eat. I put the billboard up. This show, I put it on social media billboard for that. E with his baby mama asking her questions. So do Earl really take steroids? I'll be eating there with his baby mama, bruh. Feeding her the finest shit. And I put that man, he ain't had no other choice but to say, Al, make the fight. Man, I'll be that guy. Janko salute. But when Gary Russell cussed out Floyd, that was probably the nail in his coffin. When he cussed out Floyd, like, man, I feel him on that shit. Ain't no nigga about to call my line. Ain't no nigga about to call my line and tell me, hey, man, stop picking on him. We grown men. That's different. You know what I'm saying? My son picking on your son in the schoolyard and bullying him. Call me up. Oh, we need, your son, we gonna meet them dudes up, and my son gonna apologize, and I'm gonna embarrass his ass. Straight up and down. I don't do that bullying shit. I'm gonna embarrass his ass. But we grown men. We ain't talking about Sandlot. This grown man, you got another former fighter that said he an all-time great fighter, calling another fighter, talking about stop picking on my fighter. How y'all respect this dude, bro? Shout out to Terrell for the super chat. I mean, for the PayPal. Y'all can donate PayPal or super chat. I PayPal and Cash App. Top for the Cash App. I seen when I be on my phone, it seemed like the stream mess up. I don't know if it's the connection being too close together. But personally, I'm not about to, bruh. You not about to treat me. You not about to call me about no other nigga, dog. I mean, give a fuck if I'm fucking your girl. You know what I'm saying? Hey, could you start fucking my woman? Like, dude, do you know how weak you sound when you saying that? Like, never be that. Now, if it's your wife, I get it, bro. Come in there with the sticky, blue, blue. Do what you got to do. What Pat Pooh say? He said, I don't kill over no chick. I ain't weak in the head. I kill his ass because he put his funky feet in my bed. Pat Pooh's my nigga. He said, I ain't killing over no chick. I ain't weak in the head. I kill his stuff. He said, I kill his stupid ass because he put his fucking feet in my bed. That's facts. It's principle. Now, if you knocking her down at the little airport motel or whatever it is, hey, we just gonna have to get a divorce. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, I mean, I don't know how many people listen to Doggy Style. I know Snoop and DMX, they had a battle. Go listen to the skit before Pump Pump come on. He said, "Yo, bitch chose me. You know the game." Pump Pump. I'm telling you, that whole album. If you never heard Doggy Style, that whole album is one of the greatest debuts of all time. I'm telling you that he did not drop the ball coming off the Chronic. Snoop was been living off that album forever. He said PBC, Cozy said PBC don't matter. They make Heard, they ain't make Heard and Charlo, they ain't make Thurman Spence, Gary Leo. Do PBC don't make the fights we want to see, which is Plant and Benavidez not going down. They tried to make it. That ain't they fault on that one. But yeah, I mean, people expecting PBC to give us, cross network fights or cross promotion fights, whatever you want to call it, but they don't make the fights that we want to see for PBC. I'd be cool if PBC made the in-house fights they want to see. They only started really making in-house fights and forcing Sean to fight Terrence and Sean to fight Danny only when Crawford came to the division. I mean, you got to pay attention to that. Lamont salute. So, I mean, at that point, man, if T.O. really want to fight, he'll hit me up and we could draw up a game plan. With his daddy mouthpiece and his mouthpiece, we could smoke Tank out. But his daddy already came out and said it, like, man, Floyd don't want to make that fight. He said it. He said, man, Floyd ain't talking about that shit. Or Ricky E in his PayPal, appreciate it. I ain't see you in the chat, family. I don't know if you got a new name. I ain't seen him in a minute. But I'm gonna find that shit. Give me a minute. Cause I jumped off my Wi-Fi. Monday, was it this week? Sunday and Monday and Tuesday, my power went out, then my internet went out. So it's been a long week. I got me a hotel room, dog. Man, I slept like a baby in that Joker. But I'm gonna find that shit. Give me a minute. But let me know who y'all got winning, Lomachenko or Tio. I mean, we gotta take baby steps. Lomachenko or Tio. I really ain't broke down no film. I'm looking forward to breaking down some of this film. I'm looking forward to it. I really do. I thought I had the video. I guess I didn't. I thought I had the video of his daddy talking shit. I ain't got it. Thought I had it, but I don't have it. So I'm rooting for Tio. Y'all rooting for Tio. I don't like people say somebody DM me on Instagram talking about I be hating on Lomachenko. Man, I was ranking Lomachenko pound for pound high as hell when he was doing what he was doing. So I don't really have no gripe against Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no gripe versus Loma. I don't have no issue with him. Like anytime somebody try to oversaturate you with a product, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna just use it as an example. Have you ever seen My Wife and Kids? Now somebody ate the father cake, right? So his plan was not to beat the shit out the kids. His plan was to find out who ate his cake. So nobody in the house confessed to it. So they had that cake every day of the week until somebody confessed to eating his cake. So every time they got to breakfast, dinner, lunch, dinner, they ate. He bought that cake, and somebody finally confessed to eating this cake. So if you continue to oversaturate somebody, you know what I'm saying, and apply the pressure, eventually they're gonna break. Eventually, But at the end of the day, with Tank, it is what it is. You look at the point. You just hope he stay alive. You hope it finally click for him. But at some point, we need the best fights on PBC. That's serious. We need the best fights available on PBC. We don't need Ugas and Ramos. If they fight for a regular belt, what about Ugas and Keith Thurman? See, Al has personal connections with these fighters. It's personal. It's hard for him. This will happen when you mix business with personal. Al is personally invested in some of these fighters. So he can't sit there and say, you know what, Keith, I need you to fight Earl. He like Keith Thurman. So this is what happens when you mix personal and business. You get a product like this, and it's foolish of us to sit here and ask Al Heyman to make Charlo and Canelo, Charlo and Golovkin, or make Wilder and Fury, which Wilder is the one who pressed for that fight, and hats off to Wilder. Or make Earl and Terrence, or whoever you want to see fight. Tank and Tio, when he won't make Leo and Gary Russell. You asking him to make 3-pointers when he can't even make layups. He promote Keith and Earl. 3 or 4 years later, we still talking about wanting to see that fight. He couldn't make Danny and Sean. It took for 2 or 3 years to make that fight. After Danny said that Sean was tailor made. He couldn't make Hurd and Charlo. The word that was coming out of Hurd camp was Hurd was saying that Charlo was on steroids. Come on. So we expecting this dude. He couldn't even make Tank and Javier Fortuna. So we really looking at, we got really guys looking at Bob Arum as the problem, right? Roy Jefferson. We looking at Bob as the problem. When you step back and look at it, Al Heyman is his own problem. Look at it. Look at all the fights they got left on the floor that they can make right now, or when the pandemic over, they can blow the top off. Leo and Gary about to go down the drain if Tank beat Leo. You know what I'm saying? Who else you got? You got Earl and Thurman. Earl fought Sean Porter 3 years after Keith fought him. Earl fighting Danny Garcia 2 or 3 years after Keith fought him. Him and Keith Thurman gonna fight 3 or 4 years too late. It took for J Rock to lose, Hurd to lose, Lubin to lose, Charlo to lose, for them to say, you know what, fuck that. We making Charlo and Banana Boy right now. It took for 4 or 5 upsets to happen in that division. Trout to lose, Lar to lose. Look at all the things. It took them, I can't remember the timeline, but it took Trout getting beat by Hurd, Lara getting beat by Hurd, J Rock getting beating Hurd, Charlo losing to Harrison, Lubin was supposed to be they top dog, him losing to Charlo. So it at least took 5 upsets. You know what I'm saying? It at least took 5 upsets for them to say, oh, ain't no more marinating at 54. Mr. Best said, you salute. 409 money, salute. So at the end of the day, it took them William 84 Bird, salute. It took them to learn from that. And they told me that, like, man, like they gonna make that fight expeditiously. But look at all the fights. So we asking Al Haymon to do something that he can't even do on his side of the street. So if Al can't make layups, how can we expect Al to shoot Steph Curry threes? Come on. If Al can't land the jab, how we expect Al to land the 2? And it's real suckers who blaming Bob Arum. And Bob Arum is proven to make the best fights on his side of the street now. Because he have to. If it wasn't for the politics, Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor would be done. He give you Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko even after Teo didn't want to do it. He helped make Wilder and Fury too. And what people not saying about Bob Arum, you know what I'm saying? George Green, salute. What they not saying about Bob Arum, if it wasn't for Bob Arum, the Wilder Fury rematch, they wouldn't have got $30 million guaranteed. If Bob didn't say wait, that money wouldn't have been there for that fight. They wouldn't have did a connection fight. So by them waiting, Bob Arum earned them $30 million in guaranteed money. Eddie Hearn, he willing to make the best. It ain't because he got the he just thinking of the best of boxing. You know, he got to make some shake before that company go under. But we sitting here, and I know it's easy to blame the white man. I'm not knocking you. If you want to blame the white man, the white collar man, blame him. I'm not going to defend him. But a lot of times, a lot of our own issues is in our own community. Al Haymon has never delivered a mega fight, not including Floyd Mayweather. Never. He's never delivered. Bob has delivered on multiple occasions. Don King has delivered on multiple occasions. You know what I'm saying? So we asking, we looking at Bob and blaming Bob and Eddie, right? But everybody looking at Al Haymon. You got all these motherfucking, you know, you got all this damn money on your side of the table. You ain't trying to buy nothing. You just sitting in the trap. You just got money on top of money. You ain't gonna buy shit. You ain't gonna consolidate. You ain't gonna invest. So how can anybody go out here and blame, oh, Bob the reason for it's not happening? So Bob is the reason that Keith Thurman never fought Errol Spence? But oh, fuck Keith Thurman. And at the end of the day, if Al is so almighty and powerful, and that lawsuit, the contract says a boxer cannot make a move in boxing without Al Haymon approving it and giving them a permission slip. If you sign the Al Haymon or Haymon management, whatever it is. So the same way he doing Gary Russell, Al Haymon can do that to Keith Thurman. The same way Bob Arum said, hey, Nicholas Walters, this is what you get in the fight Lomachenko. You know, Nicholas Walters said, no, I want this. All right, see you next year. Now you ready to fight? Yeah, I'll fight. Well, the original offer is gone. You getting this money, you getting less money this time to fight Lomachenko. Get beat up, never heard from him again. So the way Bob Arum can do that, Al Haymon got the same power. He could have been stripped Keith Thurman and put Earl in position to win the WBC belt. But why did he wait 22 months or 18 months to do so? Come on. Name me a fucking time where Bob Arum paid anybody a certain amount of money. It was quote unquote $500,000 that Al paid Peter Quillen to drop the belt. And what the answer is, you just don't want to see a black. Why are you talking about a black man? Why are you hating on the black man Al? Same reason why the brother man putting a fucking pistol to my head trying to rob me. The same reason why I wake up on watch the news and I see niggas killing niggas every day. You feel me? And we talking about racial equality and all that other bullshit. But I was, man, this is crazy shit. I ain't even said this yet, man. I'm sitting. I went to the dog store, right? So, for one, I had to get a leash, and I'll explain that story after this. I had to get some 5-in-1 shots, right? They was out of 9-in-1 shots. So my pops, he needed 2 5-in-1s, right, for his dogs, and it's another dog he sold. I stopped at K9. It's on Finkel between Grand River to get 2 5-in-1s. I'm like, shit, I ain't got a 9-in-1. I'll take the 2 5-in-1s. Turn out on Finkel, I see this dude arguing with this dude. I'm just so happen to be in the way to turn right. Dude pulled out a 2.5 and pointed at the dude at his gray car, silver car, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Just ignorant. Now I don't know if they knew each other. He was playing, but we in traffic. The police station is at least 3 miles away. It ain't far. It's a lot of police over there. He pulls out a 2.5 and points it at the man across his window. Come on, crazy shit, right? I'm in the car with my girl, my dog, about to drop them off individually, and this nigga pulls out a 2.5 in traffic. But I should be blaming the white guy. He could put everybody in danger sitting right there. Crazy. But I was getting a leash because I took a neighbor's dog in. He didn't want him no more. Black people are the worst dog owners in history. I've proven it, right? So his dog would get loose. And I'll get back to buy. He would get loose every day. I have dogs. He come down there and play with my dogs. I would take him. All the neighbors would take him back, tie him back up, whatever. He's a pit, nice looking dude. So I talked to him. He said, "Well, he ain't fucking with me. This, that, and the third, and you know, he just ain't fucking with me." So I was like, he said, "I broke my leg. He re-hurt my leg, and I want to get rid of him. Beautiful pit bull." So I said, "You know what? I find somebody to take the dog in and shit." You know what I'm saying? I said, I find somebody to take the dog in. So I bring the dog down to my house. I wash him. I give him a collar and all this shit, right? So this is before I wash him and shit. But I put the collar on him. He just chilling at the crib, walking around the crib. He ain't harming nobody. He chilling. So I said, you know what? I don't have a cage. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna leave him outside. So I tied him back up at the house with Miles' original. I had this since Miles was born, a red leash. He tore it up. It was halfway tore. So I give Miles original leash. His next leash I walk away, a black leash. I tie him up. I shoot. This is why I shoot my girl to work. I come back. This motherfucker then got loose. He chewed the leash up. So I brought him back in so I had to get 2 more leashes. I put him on Facebook. Somebody from Kentucky came and got him. I thought it was a joke. I gave him away for free. They came and got him, and hopefully he's doing good in Kentucky. I would have liked to keep him, but I already got the Chihuahua mini pincher and I got Miles. I do want to eventually kind of breed dogs, but I'm gonna have to get me a kettle and all that shit, and find me a spot in the suburbs. But at the end of the day, I lost money fucking with that dog, but he was a good dog. We enjoyed having him over for a small party was over. But like I said before, man, black people are the worst dog owners of all time. I don't care. Was he trained? He was trained enough. Yeah, he was trained enough. He sat, he laid, he boo booed in my house, but I wasn't tripping about it. I had to clean the carpet because Mason ain't fully housebroken yet. But he said for real, dude ran up Nez ain't never ran up on by another brother or had a nigga straight hate and try effing the life of a nigga on out him and what he was wrong. I don't know exactly what he was saying, but salute. He said Ortiz is a beast. What up, though? Well, you might not want to listen to the beginning of the video, or you might want to go back and listen and come back. But yeah, Lomachenko. I thought Tank could beat Lomachenko. Honestly, I really thought Tank could beat him. I thought he had the right style, but really he ain't progressing the way he is. But Tank is a natural athlete. You know what I'm saying? He can jump, he can run, he can punch. He just no fighter got everything. Not even Mike. Mike has speed. I'm gonna get to Mike and Rory in a minute. Mike has speed. Mike got power. Mike had defense. Mike had everything. But Mike mentally was fragile. There's no such thing as a perfect fighter. And Tank got speed, Tank got power, Tank know how to fight. But mentally, Tank remind me of Mike Tyson. He's just fragile. You know what I'm saying? And Loma probably make him quit. But I want to see, like, if I have my wish, if Tank fought the winner of Loma or Tio, I'll stop talking shit about him. But we know it's not gonna happen. He wouldn't even fight Dougie Fresh, Javier Fortuna. But but yeah, man, you know, T.O. called him out. Chris Minnick spoke about it. So you can go tweet at Chris Minnick, or you can go find his podcast on SI.com. Him and Coppinger was on there kicking the shit. But he said that T.O. said that instead of moving up if he beat Loma, he'll move down and fight him. And also was told to me that the WBC changed the rules, right? But I'll do a video this morning. I got some other videos coming later tonight. If I can fit the video in tonight, I will. But I got two more videos I got coming other than this one. I'm already done. But he said that they told me that the WBC says you can lose or win the franchise title if it's for all the belts on the line. So if you fight for undisputed, you can win or lose the title. So they just making shit up as they go. So technically, if T.O. beat Loma, he can win the franchise title. Now the rule is you can't win or lose the franchise title. Now they saying that you can win or lose the franchise title if all the belts on the line. So, so you heard it here first. He said, but Tank is not. Yeah, he's not disciplined at all. You know, I think Loma beats. I agree right now. Yeah, it depends. If he lose the Tank, then he lose the T.O., then we having a different conversation. But let's talk about y'all must have forgot. Y'all must have forgot. Y'all must have forgot. You know what I'm saying? We gonna talk about my boy Roy fight Mike Tyson. Yeah, Lion Killer said he read the rules, and I kind of read them briefly, but let's bring them up. Y'all must have forgot. I smoke, I drink, I'm supposed to stop. That was my song. So, hold on. He says that although age is not either man's side, this is on essentiallysports.com. Jones will have some momentum behind him. The 51-year-old last fought in 2018 and retired on a 4-fight win streak. The rules for Mike Tyson and y'all must have forgot. Roy Jones Tyson versus Jones will go down at the StubHub Center, the Dignity Health Sports Center that's known now Park in Carson, California. The duo will not be wearing any headgear during the match. Besides that, they will compete in 12-ounce gloves, and there will not be a winner unless there's a KO or TKO. Tyson and Roy Jones won't be wearing headgear for the fight. They'll be lacing 12-ounce gloves, so there won't be any judges present at the fight to score the fight action. So technically, there won't be a winner unless a knockout somehow occurs, or either fighter is deemed unfit to continue. California State Athletic Commissioner, Executive Director Andy Foster told Boxing Scene. So those are the rules that I have so far. So unless somebody get knocked out, it's the only way you're gonna be a winner. So I don't know if Jake Paul and Nate Robinson will have they the undercard. If they will have a victor or they will have scorecard. But you know it would be sweet though. You know it would be sweet if they did a versus battle on that hoe. That should be dope. If they did a versus battle on there where they have like Snoop on one side and DMX performer, they gonna have performing acts too. You know, if they did a versus battle, that should be dope. A live versus battle where you got the boxing ring set up, but then you got a rapper A over here and rapper B over here, and they perform their songs in between the fights. That'd be dope for Swiss Beats to get on that. On that stage on pay per view, you can put one rapper on one end, one rapper on the other end, and you can perform. They can do five. They can do 5 songs before, and then another 5 after the original fight, and then another 5. Man, that shit would be dope as hell. Oh yeah, Snoop and DMX is dope. Snoop just has some unfuckable songs. A lot of people don't understand. You can't fuck with Gangsta Party and Nothing But a G Thing, Dre Day. It was just some of the songs he was just gonna win because they was more popular songs. But you know that here nor there. Dr. Blick salute. But that's just do that. But as far as the fight, you know, I'm gonna support it though. I'm gonna cover it, and if I buy it, I buy it. I think I'm gonna lean on buy it and see how long the cars is, see who the performances are. Trigger, they mess with Snoop Dogg, Pitbull, a lot of different dudes. So it'd be sweet if Versus get on there and do something. But you know, other than that, man, you know, I think they're gonna do more pay per view Then most of the boxing fights coming in right now, and the fighters ain't got nobody but to blame for themselves because they don't have nobody to blame for themselves because if they made the best fights, none of these old dudes had to come in and make boxing great again and make boxing prominent again. CBS News was talking about this fight. When the last time you seen a fighter, unless he died or he did some criminal shit, featured on CBS News? You don't see it every day. You feel me? You don't see it every day. So, like I said before, man, they gonna get more traction. And then it's been some talks that they gonna bump Canelo off of September 12th. So not only was Floyd bumping Canelo off his dates, now you're gonna have a situation where Mike Tyson is gonna bump Canelo off his dates. So they talking about Canelo might fight the Tuesday before Mexican Independence Day. So that's September 15th, I think it is. So now Canelo fighting on a Tuesday because of Roy Jones and Mike Tyson. Not y'all must have forgot. Now I eat your kids. Nah, not Robin Gibbons, Mike. Not Trevor Burbick and Michael Spinks, Mike. 54-year-old Michael is pushing Canelo off. The Zone need to quit. That's the rumor, C4. If he get pushed off the date by him, and then they still ain't finalized the date with Callum Smith or finalized the deal. They argue with Callum Smith for over $1 million, bro. Sugar Short, salute. They sitting here arguing over Callum Smith over $1 million. That's the rumor. I ain't saying it's true, but that's the rumor. They arguing over Callum Smith over $1 million. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Callum wants 6. They offering 5. Now, the rumor on the street is that Golden Boy want an in-house opponent, but the Zone want to prove Quigley. They want to prove Dave Lemieux or whoever they trying to get Torian Johnson. So right now you think the Zone will step in and just say, here go the $1 million. But they ain't got the $1 million. So right now Canelo is just, Golden Boy is just terrible. They wanna break bread or they want to break ground for the Zone UK. They want to break down for the Zone. They want to break bread or break ground for the Zone UK. But right now, Callum Smith just won an extra $1 million. That fight was supposed to be announced Friday or Saturday, and then they said it was in jeopardy. I think it was Thursday night. They told me so. I mean, who the fuck knows? But if he get pushed off, I don't want to hear nothing about Canelo being a big ass star. He get pushed off by old ass Roy and DMX and Mike Tyson. I ain't trying to hear that, dog. And then Nate Robinson and the old ball player Hooper and Jake Paul. I mean, more people gonna buy them pay-per-views than they gonna buy any other pay-per-view. But everybody keep telling me how big a star Errol Spence is, Deontay Wilder is, and they keep telling me how big a star is Tyson Fury. These niggas ain't no stars. They talking about on they watch boxing is on a respirator, bro. Boxing is on ICU. It's on his deathbed, fucking around with these dudes. He said, "Man, it's hell to breed." Oh no, I'm not gonna breed pigs. I breed something else. I breed my Chihuahua mini Pincher, and if I breed a bigger dog, it's probably going to be something exotic, a wolfhound, a bola boy, whatever the fuck that shit, or an English Mastiff or something like that. No, I'm not breeding pits. Not at all. I'll probably breed labs, golden retriever, something around. It'll be something. It'll be something that's something other. Something other. What's so funny about it? What's so sad, man? And I might talk about this on my other channel. At 12 Oaks Mall, that's in Novi and shit. I was just out there in the hotel room. A family was meeting up with some people to buy, to sell. They breed pure English bulldogs, and some people robbed them and put a gun to their head when they were trying to make it. Just people just don't give you hope. That's crazy, man. Easy Baby said Canelo's a fake star. Hell, HBO was pushing him to be a star. If you a star, you don't wait an hour for UFC match to finish. First, Easy Baby 1988. Man, if Andrade fight Willie Monroe, I'm done. That's what I heard that was coming. If y'all watch Willie Monroe Twitter page, I don't know if it was real. He said he was announcing that he was fighting Canelo Alvarez. Boy wouldn't let that shut happen to him. No. Well, he did get pushed off a date by Canelo and Triple G3. That's why him and McGregor fought on another day because Oscar beat them to secure the venue. He said all sports is dying and right. Yeah, that's true, Joseph Brown. That's true. Only people that succeeding in ratings in America is the National Football League, and they ratings is dropping. So Joseph Brown is definitely correct. Get a Saint Bernard. Oh, and Beethoven. Them motherfuckers house dogs though, so I ain't trying to have them all in my house. He said a doggo, a mastiff. I have to look into that one. It'll be something different. It's a whole bunch of niggas breeding pit bulls. I don't want to be dealing with niggas selling dogs to niggas. Because once you deal with black people, when you make it, when I notice when I deal with black people, we had a car shop. You know, it's always, oh, can you do it for this, that? You wouldn't go up the street and ask a fucking Indian man. He said, I had to put the starter on is $300. You wouldn't say, oh, I got is $250. Only black people do that to other black people, bro. So I don't want no dog business that's dealing strictly with black people. And Pitts is a black people. I'm not dealing with them. Oh, you said 500 for him, but I came with 350. Ah, nah. What peeps he say? He said that's how niggas get popped trying to get the cheaper price. I ain't trying to. I'm trying to deal with the others. Couple sprinkle of black people. I give a couple dollars to some family members. And I ain't trying to deal with niggas. Give them a breeder's license. I don't want to deal with that. Build me a kettle in the back. Girl can have her garden, whatever. I'm gonna breed my little Chihuahua mini miniature. I'm gonna breed whatever my bigger dog. 2PO Oscar was bigger than the Canelo. Oscar almost sold out the Sunball in that Paso shoot. Yeah, I remember that. Yup. Yeah, he definitely was bigger. Andrade passed his best, I think, at this point. Yeah, I mean, you got to think so. We never seen his best. So Andrade physically is got 32 years old. He ain't took a lot of punishment, but you know, it depends on how he preserve his body. You know, he did it to himself, bull job, and signed into with that janky ass promoter he with, man. So, you know, but we'll get to Andrade. Give me a minute. He said, in the business, our people will fuck over us a lot. No support or respect at all. You know, but yeah, for me personally, I'm gonna support it, but it's gonna do good numbers. And if it's a success, then Triller or some other company gonna throw more money into it. And you gonna see Evander fighting somebody. You know, I seen Michael Nunn at the B&B boxing gym. You know, so Michael Nunn might be. I know he's trying to get into the bare knuckle thing, and you know, I want to see these dudes that kind of didn't, preserve their money or put their money up the right way, give money. But I don't want to see nobody get hurt, killed in the ring. It's one thing to say it's not going to be competitive, but somebody hit you with a good shot, it's embedded in these dudes' DNA to get hit to get it back, and it might turn into somewhat of a war. I don't think it's healthy for these dudes to be going through this, but at the end of the day, they know what they signed up for, the Warrior Code. You know, I don't want to be seeing these dudes, in here, somebody get hurt, somebody die, whatever. But no headgear, 12-ounce gloves, it's gonna be interesting. Gonna be interesting. Andrade should have been what Crawford is. I mean, he had the time to be the best in the sport, but Andrade is, yeah, the rumor is he could be fighting Willie Monroe Jr. We know Willie Monroe Jr. We kicked him out the black box community once he let Billy Joe Saunders' son punch him in the nuts. And then, you know what I'm saying, he went in there and got punked by Billy Joe Saunders in an ugly, nasty, sloppy ass fight. So, I mean, it is what it is. If that's the best Andrade can get, you notice why the zone going down. You know what I'm saying? He said low key Mike ducked Holyfield. Uh Holyfield Evans, we said that today. He didn't know Mike changed his mind and chose Roy. Well, he ain't stupid. Holyfield was looking like he was in shape. Holyfield can fight somebody else. And then they both can fight, and if they both do good numbers, then they can make one mega fight. So now you got some other people coming in here still in the bag. You Floyd Mayweather, came in, you gotta pay homage. Okay. I made super exhibitions. Okay. That's the first thing. I did that. It was me all day on the block. Floyd FYD Mayweather MA Weather. I did that. Junior RJ. I did that. I set up these tests, TSTS, for these brothers to be able to make this money. So when you ask me who gonna win, Roy or Mike, the real answer is Floyd, because I did this. Where they can come out here and make this money. Me and Leonard out. We started the exhibitions, and if it wasn't for us, okay, me. So you actually gonna win Mike or Roy, Floyd Mayweather. Okay, FYD Weather RJ. Okay, come on. Darnell saying Mayweather, Willie Monroe popped for Pez again against Big Charlo. Yeah, he fought after that, bro. Didn't he beat somebody up on FS1? He fought after that, bro. Let me see. He fought after that. Yeah, he fought Hugo. Yeah, he beat up Hugo. Hugo, sorry ass. I was there when Charlo iced him. Mayweather still in Mike and Roy Jones shine, bro. I swear the dude always make everything about himself. You ain't lying. Holyfield, Lamont say, whooped his ass twice already. I would duck him at 54 too. You ain't lying. And Holyfield was considered past his prime. The first time I was supposed to fight, Mike went to jail. I know Holyfield. Well, first time they supposed to fight, Mike lost to Buster Douglas. Holyfield just wasn't a likable dude. He didn't get the love Mike got. Billy Joe's a terrible fighter to watch. KD Trey 5. I was at the Eubanks versus Billy Joe fight, and I thought Eubanks edged it. Yeah, that was a tough fight. Billy Joe was sloppy. I think Willie Monroe and Willie Monroe and Demetrius Andrade are gonna be even sloppier. I don't want to see that shit, but I support it. Floyd Warren Spence that chasing 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao ain't the move. Make your own legacy. Don't. Then Floyd make the comment earlier this month dissing the young bar. Yeah, he did. He said Floyd can where that was last month. Mayweather said you gotta fight, you gotta make your own legacy. Let Pacquiao pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? He also said Crawford was the best fighter in the world. So people forget that. They they pick and choose when they want to use Floyd comments. But yeah, y'all got any questions? But yeah, I ain't gonna pick no winner. I just want everybody to come out safe between Mike and Roy. But I'm excited for it, bro. I'm excited. I'm also excited for the Charlo. That's my favorite pay per view coming up that I know that's coming up. I know they talking about Mikey and Manny. I know they talking about Danny and Earl is done. Also know Leo and Tank. But the Charlo pay per view by far is my favorite pay per view card. I might fuck around and buy it. People say, "Well, you hate Jamel Charlo." I don't hate nobody. I don't hate him. I'm just saying. I think I might buy that. I think I might cave and buy Charlo and Derevchenko. Showtime got a reduced pay per view, so I might cave and buy it, bro. That's a really unique pay per view. One fight in the afternoon as the main event, 3 fight undercard, one fight at nighttime. I might cave. I like the Charlo twins. I was a huge Jamel Charlo fan before he started acting like a business. But I like Jamal, so I'm picking Jamal to win for sure. I'm personally rooting for Jamal, but I'm straight on him, bro. But good fighter though. He said, laugh my out to Floyd impersonation. Kobe Kosi said, Willie be trying too hard to look cute when he fight and end up looking stupid. Yeah, and he don't have a lot of experience. So he got if he had more experience and a better trainer, he probably be one of the best fighters in the division. This card is a good ass card. I can't. Yeah, that man, I might buy that shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I know I talked some shit about Jamel. I might buy that shit, man. That's a. And Danny Roman gonna be on the undercard. Yeah, I might fuck with that one. They might give my money that night. I already know I ain't buying that shit, man. I go to the movies, but you can't go to the movies right now. So I might buy it, put it on the big screen. But y'all keep asking questions. He said Sergey is about to give Charlo pride. I got Charlo winning that fight. I got Charlo. I think he gonna knock Derevchenko. He gonna surprise y'all. It's gonna be the best fight PBC ever put on. He said, Ekambo K. Hopefully I said it right. Do you really think Bud moving 54 is the answer? I mean, he probably fighting Kell Brook next. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but shit, I don't know. Could be the problem. We'll see. I'm not his promoter, his manager, man. I'm not his promoter, his manager. But who knows? But then what? You still got the problems when you come back down from 54 to 47. If you go up there and knock out a super middleweight, a junior middleweight, they probably, even if it's only Patrick Share, they really ain't gonna want to fight you then. Did Toy see that? I think he said, did you see that KO yesterday? Yeah, I just talked about that female KO. Oscar need his ass. Well, that girl didn't have no fight experience, bro. She got in there and got pieced up. Joseph Brown say, If Sean Porter lose one more fight, he will become a Hall of Fame journeyman. Real talk. I heard he turned down Josito Lopez. Between me and you, twice now. Do you think Virgil Ortiz ready for Lippiets? Let's see what Lippiets fight look like. Yeah, I say no. I say a Ray Robinson or who else I say earlier. I say either Ray Robinson, Alvarezzian, um, somebody like that. Then I say he ready for Lippiets. I want to see Carlo Eubanks. I think that's going to be a better fight than Derevchenko. I think Korobov is going to rematch Eubanks from what I'm hearing. They talking about doing that. So if Eubanks beat Korobov in a rematch again, which he really didn't win the first time because it was an injury, then you'll probably get Charlo and Eubanks next. I also heard that they preparing David Benavidez to do Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo was expected to fight David Benavidez next, but Benavidez wanted to fight Angulo, whatever his name is, and then he'll fight Ivan Uterman. So you might hear some talks about if Charlo beat Derevchenko cleanly, he might go on to fight Eubanks if Eubanks beat Korobov, and then you might start hearing the whispers about David Benavidez fighting Charlo. So yeah, you might see that happen as well too. He said that girl didn't know how to hold her hand. No, hell no, hell no. He said I still want to see Charlo Eubanks. I think that's good. It'd be better than Derevchenko. It's not gonna be better than Derevchenko. Hell no. Eubanks is not half as good as Derevchenko. Lippius ain't shit. Lippius is a good fighter. He just ain't got no feet. He said Lamont say Oscar put Joanna Fabrics employee in there with a world champion. It said Joe Joyce too slow, bro. I think Dan Du Bois beat him. Ricky 245 salute. Yeah, I mean, I thought he. I like Joe Joyce, but I think Dan Du Bois is gonna beat him regardless. But we'll see. I didn't see his fight though. I read it. He said Sean Porter, K say might been undefeated if he got rid of Kenny. I mean, you know what I mean? Conversations I had with people about that. Kenny stopping his son. It's egos. You know, Devin Haney daddy got an ego. He ain't gonna never let Floyd train his son and get the credit. Everybody want to be Suge and P Diddy all in the camera. Nobody just want to play the background. Everybody want to have a prominent role. Even you can't even take a back seat for your son. It's ego. I'd never be that type of person. You know, you train your if you know what you're doing, you can train your son. Floyd Senior knew what he was doing. I keep asking the questions. Floyd Senior knew what he was doing. He can train his son. But the rest of these dudes, man, a lot of these dudes ain't qualified, bro. And also, it's hard to have a working relationship like this with your son when you always look at him as a kid or a teenager. He's a man. You know what I'm saying? He's a man. He's a man. But Kenny Porter, like Sean, he did a great job with Sean, but he just needed to get somebody else to take Sean to the next level. Sean is just smother his shot. Sean could be a beast. With his athletic ability, Sean got a lot more punching power in the tank too, but Kenny want to be the guy. And when you put your own personal preference over your son, I never do that shit. If I had a kid and I knew I didn't know, I knew I'm like, we need somebody else to get us to the next level. Hey man, boom. Did Serena Daddy and Venus Daddy be their tennis coach at the pro level? Hell no, he hired somebody. Egos, thank you. You know, he said, I think if Jamal would have fought before Jamel, he would have KO'd Corey. But I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. We might get a rematch. Never know. Trey Foss say Sean Porter should have fight J Rock low key. He probably could beat J Rock. Them dudes at PBC ain't trying to go up to 54 or go back to 54. Hell no. They scared shitless of 54. Easy baby it is egos. Yup, terrible. Bill Haney is nowhere. He said Bill Haney is nowhere qualified, man. It was funny. He was doing an interview with Ben Thompson, Devin Haney. He was talking about fake coaches and shit that put a towel over their arm and say that they coaches. And then in the comment section was like, I was just thinking about he talked about his daddy. I was like, you ain't lying. I was thinking the same thing, bro. Lamont Joyce is out of shape too. I doubt the boys is because his dad don't play that shit. Play that. The boys is by stoppage in October. Yeah, the boys' daddy, the little girl really good, and the little boy look like he gonna be big and strong like him too and be good. So yeah, the daddy perfect daddy. You don't see Du Bois Daddy all in the camera. He just in the gym making sure they on code and they on point. I fuck with the Du Bois family, bro. Charlo versus Hurd if he beats Rosario. I don't even know if Hurd is ready, bro. Hurd trying to learn a whole new style, bro. I don't see it happening. What K trying to do with him, he should have went to go get somebody else. No offense to him. I think he a great coach. Just don't think the style fit. But maybe I'm wrong. Coach said Devin Dad gonna be his downfall. I can see it now. Shotgun jab. Okay, Dad. Okay, Dad. But he looked good though. So I mean, he been around great trainers forever. Then they got Mickey Bay helping him too. Mickey Bay seemed like him and his brother got real good heads on their shoulders. So, what Devin Daddy try to do is this, bro. I'm gonna tell you what Devin Daddy try to do. Devin Daddy try to surround himself with as much knowledge. He try to soak that knowledge up and try to use that knowledge, seem like he the man. Mike McCullum is in his corner. You know what I'm saying? So if shit really hit the fan, he can just turn to McCullum and say, "Hey, this that." See, Floyd Senior didn't want to be in the background. Floyd Senior, they used him. Y'all can keep asking questions. I get there. Floyd Senior, they used him. They was like, they used him. He built Devin up, and by the time he got to the big stage, then they kicked him to the side. He said Kenny knows how Lamont to get the most out of Sean, but there's so much technique missing. I agree. Easy Living 1998 say, if Wilder wins, do you think AJ is still going to duck him? Yeah, I do, to be honest. C4, what do you think about Haney and Gamboa? Trash. Kosi say Sean cannot beat no J-Rock. Never know. Shit, that chin is a chin of a poet right now. All you gotta do is touch me, tease me, baby, hold me tight and then go. Baby, man, all you gotta do is rub that chin. Sean probably put him in the casket. He said Hooker versus Ortiz. I like Virgil Ortiz in that fight. I think Ortiz get the drop from Jose Ramirez, and I think he beat Maurice Hooker. Her looked fat as shit last time I see. I ain't seen him. Kid Bud Rosario versus Jaime Maguire at 60. Who went behind? I got Rosario. I like Jaime, but he supposed to be fighting Torian Johnson next. So Sean is a tough fight for J. Hell yeah, it's a good fight. Yeah, I'm gonna start staying for 3 more minutes, and I gotta walk these dogs before it get too late. It should. I think the temperature went down, so don't make sure you hit the thumbs up button. It was 91 at 442. Okay, it went down 3 degrees. What I understand, AJ and Wilder will never happen. That Klitschko right hand damn near made AJ retire, and he def don't want to feel no Wilder right hand, so kiss that fight goodbye. So maybe the Devin Haney dad, a music producer, not no trainer. Yeah, music producer. Ortiz versus Ennis, who you got too early, too premature. Any more quick questions? That's too. I don't know, man. They got to get tested, bro. I think Virgil Ortiz, resume wise, is further along than Ennis. Ennis is coming back. He said he coming back. Let me tell y'all that. I seen it on Twitter. He said he coming back. He said he is coming back. He said he is coming. Let me pull it up. I'll take a few more questions. He is September 19th. He said he coming back September 19th. So he got to be on Friday Night Fights. What I say? September what? That's a Saturday. So he come back September 19th. So who fights September 19th on the Showtime card? Let me see. Let me see who come back on that card. Oh, he gonna be fighting on the Lubin and Goucher undercard. So he gonna be fighting on heavy hitter boxing. Salute. He gonna be fighting on the Lubin Goucher undercard. So that's when Ennis coming back. So I don't know who. He said it on his Twitter. Will Keith stop Spence because he's too drained? I mean, Keith could be drained too. His body coming apart. That the best is past them. I gotta listen from the beginning, bro. They get to know. They'll never get my notifications out. What's up with the Fox lineup? I don't know. It's supposed to be on Friday. I know they supposed to be announcing something big. So PBC, you never know, man. It's probably gonna just pop up when you least expect it. So he said Anthony Davis got hurt today. Seriously? Was that the video Carcino shared on Facebook? Probably say. I say Guerrero. Should Boots fight? Who should Boots fight? I'm not sure. Average. That'd be a good fight. He ain't gonna fight Ray Robertson. They both from Philly. Ortiz looked a little flat-footed, like to see him against a slick fight. Yeah, that's exactly what I said in the beginning about him. Shout out to Sony. I see you though. Um, I say Guerrero. That'd be a good fight. I can't believe Guerrero's still around. When Guerrero started CrossFit, that kind of hurt him. But yeah, let me get out here and walk these dogs, man. They got to get out here. She said one of the dogs tooth loose, so he's shedding teeth, the baby. So Ortiz is good, but Mexican fight fans are overrating him to the max. I definitely agree on that one so far. Spencer and Ortiz fight exactly the same way. Virgil just let his hands go more. I agree. I just said that earlier. Listen from the beginning. And plus, Spencer's a southpaw. Tony Harrison better fix his conditioning. He loses the same way every time. Agree. He is supposed to be part of the Fox slate as well too. So him, Clarissa, Plant, possibly Plant versus Truex. So yeah, man, I'm gonna see if I missed anything, man. Um, I don't feel like going out in this heat, but I got to do it. Have some hyper ass dogs. And rest in power to brother Nas. So yeah, I don't think I missed nothing, but I'll read this and I gotta pee. All right, yep. We got one start off. Canelo and Caleb Plant was in jeopardy for September. Uh, they're still working. They say it's still working. I was told Fox is working on a fight with Ricky Diallo too. Yep, there's something that works for him. Canelo Day might get pushed back, bro. Canelo with my fight on September 15th, which is Tuesday. It's right before Mexican Independence Day in Mexico. Canelo might not want to compete with Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones. Boo Boo versus Willie Monroe. Heard they're probably going to fight. So the president of the WBC said that the winner of the October 3rd from Tio versus Loma can do whatever they want, and the winner from Campbell and Ryan has to fight Devin Haney next. Uh, so he said, yeah, but he said that whoever wins, they count it as that and has the power to do whatever he wants. Devin, if he beats Ryan Campbell, then he has to fight the winner. So Devin has to fight the winner of Ryan Campbell, and then he has to fight the winner of Fortuna Linares. But in total, he would have two mandatory defenses because Devin Haney was supposed to fight a mandatory next, and he asked the WBC to let him tune up, which I heard could be Gamboa. It looks like T.O. wins. He becomes the new franchise champion. So the franchise champion will lose their title once they're going to unify the whole division. If Lomachenko takes the L, he won't be franchise champion anymore. The T.O. will be a new franchise champion. So y'all heard it here first. Appreciate y'all. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video about to walk these dogs. Don't forget, you can always reach out to me, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Don't be scared. I do respond at my earliest convenience. All my social media links are in the description, so you can reach out anytime. They're going across the screen as well. I want to make a donation. Best way to do that is to share the video. If you haven't subscribed, do that good shit. I'm probably going to come back with a probably music entertainment live tomorrow. But keep sharing the videos. You want to make a donation anytime, my Cash App information is in the description. CJ Good 313. My PayPal link is in the description. Take you straight there. All the information there too. Appreciate the love, support, man. Please keep sharing the videos. And don't forget, check my other channel out on YouTube, Motor City Sports Talk 2. One time for the one time. Y'all know what it is. But gotta wait till I log off. It's been tripping today. But hold on. We can still talk. Can we talk for a minute? All right, we gone.